Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to your two-time national champion South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty here on College Football 26. That is right. We have won two national championships in this dynasty. And you may be saying, Juice, you've only been playing for 2 years. You've already won two national titles. What's going on? I thought it was supposed to be a rebuild. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that Lenore Sellers and Nick Harbor are the greatest pairing since Tom Brady and Randy Moss. What am I supposed to do about that? South Carolina in real life is god-awful. So I thought it'd be a little bit of a challenge. Sorry. It's not my fault. Whatever. We're going to have to build this team into the greatest dynasty. We've turned this series into a South Carolina rebuild. We've turned it from that into a South Carolina greatest dynasty in college football history type of thing. Better than Ohio State, better than Georgia, better than Alabama with Nick Saban. We have to build this team into the greatest team, the collection of teams that college football has ever seen. We've already won two national titles. If we win a third next year, that's the three-peat. That's dynasty level. We need to make Coach Juice. We need to make these players the greatest of all time, basically. So let's go start that today by completing our second offseason. Now, if you remember last offseason, it was a little hectic because we had some things happen in there with some transfers that didn't go through and all this. It was a little crazy. So hopefully this season is a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more simple. We can get a good recruiting class plus a good portal class, and we can head into season 3 with our eyes on a three-peat. So if you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe channel, join the Juice Club. Let's go start the off season and see who is graduating to the NFL and who's going to stay around for the third season. It is everybody's favorite episode. The off-season episode is always the most fun episode to record and to put out there and to watch because you get to see new things. New faces get to come in. You get to see new potential faces of the channel, faces of the franchise, all that kind of stuff. So the off-season episode is always fun to do. We did take a look at the recap, the history update in the last episode. We've won the last two national titles against BYU and against Georgia. Did we take a look at All-Americans? I don't remember if we did. I think we have, but just in case we haven't, I'll do it one more time. Nick Harbor, Jordan Seaton. I think we have done it, but I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that we have who was an All-American this year on film. I think we have already done this, but I just want to make sure again. I've probably done it every single episode for the past couple episodes. Let's take a look at the SEC awards. There we go. All-Americans are right here. Just so we have it, documentation of who was an All-American every year that we played this. So Iheanacho was a freshman All-American. Good for him. I'm really expecting a big jump from him. I'm really expecting a good amount of training from him. I know he's not a great dev trait, but I'm expecting some good points from him and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, we have the two-time Heisman Trophy winner, Nick Harbor. Did we go over full end-of-season stats? I don't know if we did. These are the final official stats after every game has been played of what our team and players did. So Lenore Sellers, 4,100 yards, 43 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. A wonderful season from Lenore Sellers. Hopefully gets him #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Rushing numbers, Isaiah Augustave came in and was a unexpected, really good player. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was. He was a really good running back for us, and Lenore Sellers on the ground was also pretty good. But 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns, very good. Iheanacho had a solid season, even being such a low overall. I'm really hoping he has a good... He only has normal devs, so it's going to be tough for him to get a lot of skill points, but I'm hoping because he played so well, he gets a good amount of skill points. We'll see what happens. Nick Harbor didn't have the season that he had last year, where I think he got over 2,000 yards. But this year, still a very good season, and he won a second Heisman Trophy, so you can't really complain too much about it. 19 touchdowns, 1,700 yards. Fleming was a great transfer tight end. Mazio Bennett was great, and he's going to be probably, as long as he doesn't leave as well, he's going to be our guy for season number 3. Unless the transfer portal has some hidden surprises I don't know about. Malik Clark was good. Otis Major was good in certain moments. All kinds of stuff like that. Blocking we did pretty fine with. Defensively, Jair Johnson was a freak. Definitely deserved to be an All-American. 115 tackles, 20 for loss, 2 picks, a sack. He was an unbelievable linebacker for us. Jeremiah Wilson was great. Jalen Kilgore was great. Peyton Williams. Coy Parrish was phenomenal. Even had a couple rushing touchdowns in the national championship game. Just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sean Murphy was great. Tal Johnson was good. Dylan Stewart, we don't even have to talk about Dylan Stewart and Colin Simmons. We know how great they were, as they are the 2 top tackle for loss leaders over the whole season. And the 2 top sack leaders. I mean, your sack production came exclusively from Colin Simmons and Dylan Stewart. The other guys, they put up a few numbers, but nothing on the capabilities of what Stewart and Simmons were doing. 5 interceptions for Parrish. Jair Johnson had 2, 1 for Dylan Stewart, who dropped back in coverage one time and got a pick, and then Tal Johnson had 1 as well. So not many interceptions this season, but we did fine. Gabe Battle kicked a few kicks, did okay. Mason Love did a few punts. 2 kick return touchdowns for Mazio Bennett this season. No punt return touchdowns, but all around good season numbers for South Carolina. We are the number 1 team in the country. Let's move on to the good stuff. Or the sad stuff, I should say. The players leaving screen is going to be very, very sad. Here we go. Players leaving. Oh, no. Projected round number 1, Lenoris Sellers. I'm pretty sure he's projected to go number 1 overall, I would expect. Jordan Seaton also projected to go round 1. Colin Simmons, no. And Dylan Stewart. I was hoping this day wouldn't come, but it is. Oh, no. Coy Parrish going round 1. Dorian Fleming going round 4. Isaiah Augustave round 7? And there's no persuasion chance? That seems a little weird. We are losing a lot of guys to the transfer portal. We are actually losing Felix Coatney to the transfer portal for playing time. I may keep Felix Coatney via the one method we used last year, because his reasoning for leaving his playing time, he's going to be in a quarterback battle with Aaron Nolan. And if I choose Aaron Nolan, then next season he can transfer if he wants to. But I may use my method to keep Felix Coatney around. But we're going to be losing a lot of guys. I got to try to persuade Colin Simmons. Come back, Colin, please. He's going. Colin Simmons is leaving. What about Dylan Stewart? Please, Dylan. I'm losing both of them. What about Dorian Fleming? Come back, Dorian. Yes! Dorian Fleming has come back for his senior season. What about Isaiah Augustave? Don't leave me, Isaiah. Wow, Isaiah Augustave wants to be a 7th round pick rather than come back for his junior season. That's kind of crazy, actually. What about Michael Smith coming back? Michael Smith will leave. Vakari Swain, you want to come back? No, he's leaving as well. I'm not going to use my thing on Felix Coatney because obviously we're going to use the method on him. Otis Major, I really would like back. He's not coming back. Okay, Otis, I liked you. I really did. I guess we use it on Tenard Smith. See if he can come back. He's coming back, so we get back a freshman redshirt. That's actually pretty big, 70 overall. It's a pretty solid one to get back. And then I probably need to use one of the last ones because I need to save one for Coatney. So I need to use this one on probably Alan Wilbur. And he's going to return as well. Alan Wilbur's back. So another freshman receiver or another freshman player will come back. So we're going to lose Tyler Vance. We're going to lose Otis Major. Maurice Brown is going to leave. And then all these guys are leaving. It's a little bit sad. It is a little bit sad. But let's go through all the actual players. So quarterback, we're going to be losing Lenore Sellers to the draft. Probably first overall pick. Coatney will return. Isaiah Augustave wants to be a 7th round running back for some reason. So we're really going to have to hit the portal hard with running back. Nick Harbor, 2nd round pick. Seems a little low. But we obviously can't bring him back because he's a senior. Fleming is going to return. We're losing Michael Smith and Maurice Brown. Jordan Seaton is leaving, but Tenard Smith comes back, which is kind of big. We're losing 3 centers and 1 projected round. Oh, man, our pro potential is going to go through the roof after this season. We're losing 2 centers to graduation and then 1 to the draft. So our center position's really weak. Guard, we're graduating. Right tackle, Ernest Green's going to go to the draft round 2. Colin Simmons, we're losing. Devontae Miles, graduation, plus Gabriel Brownlow-Dindy going to go to the draft. Our team is so brutally beaten right now. Dylan Stewart leaving. Demon Clowney's graduating. Tyler Vance is transferring. Jerron Willis is graduating. Sean Murphy's graduating. Vakari Swain is leaving. Brandon Cease, Judge Collier, Jeremiah Wilson, and Tal Johnson all graduating. 2 of them going to the draft. Coy Parrish going round 1 in the draft. Peyton Williams graduating. Jalen Kilgore draft. And then Derek Duckworth is graduating as well. So much talent leaving us. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. But let me get this all figured out so that Coatney can come back. So user player transfer chance. Oops, nope, that's not what I want to do. User player transfer. Wasn't it 22? Let me move it to 22. We'll move that down to 0. And then we will go back to the players leaving and bring back guaranteed Felix Coatney because he's going to be in a quarterback battle. So his playing time is not going to matter because he's going to have a chance. So now that Coatney's back, we can go move this back up to 55. And we can be good to go there. Okay, perfect. So now that we have everybody back, that's going to come back. Now that we have everybody back, Coatney's returning. Lenore Sellers graduating. Let's go say goodbye to all these guys, man. I am so sad that all these guys are. It's our whole team leaving. It is our whole team leaving. It's a sad, sad day. Dylan Stewart, Colin Simmons, Harbor, Sellers, Coy Parrish leaving. 4,400 XP is kind of crazy. All right. Well, how did the draft results go? Round 1, presumably pick 1. Lenore Sellers drafted. Brady Smalls round 1. Jordan Seaton's round 1. Colin Simmons and Dylan Stewart both round 1. And Coy Parrish is round 1. Look at all those round 1 talents. Nick Harbor goes round 2. Ernest Green round 2. Jeremiah Wilson round 2. Jalen Kilgore round 2. Round 3 is Brownlow Dindy and Tal Johnson. Isaiah Augustave ends up not going round 7. He goes round 6. Whatever. And then Brandon Cease is a round 7 draft pick. So our pro potential is going to skyrocket. I am curious, did Jeremiah Smith go to the draft? No, he didn't go to the draft. I was kind of hoping he'd enter the portal. Julian Sane leaves to go round 7. Wow, what a decision. I was kind of hoping he'd enter the portal. I knew he wasn't going to, but I was super curious. I knew he wasn't going to, but there was a part of me that wanted him to enter the portal. I just want to quickly check Alabama, see if Ryan Williams left. Yeah, he did too. Okay. Just wanted to make sure because if they're in the portal, I'm going to go after them. Speaking of the portal, we need to hit the portal hard because we are very thin in a few positions. So our current recruiting class has gone very well. We've got a lot of 5 stars. We're looking real solid. We are still trying to get Devontae Weeks, the #1 player in the country. We're in a recruiting battle with Florida, and I'm very upset that he has not committed to the school yet. Very, very upset. These guys I need to remove off the team because we don't really need them anymore. We need to keep the running back on the list, but I'll take Kenny Gammon off because we don't need him anymore. We don't need 3 running backs, so I'll take Adrian Angel off the list, even though he is a 4-star. I'll take him off the list. We don't need this many Mike linebackers. We need to really choose some of these Mike linebackers, I think. I don't think we need Dominic Barmore, so we'll take him off the list. We don't need one of these quarterbacks. Did I scout both of them? Which quarterback do we not like the most? 80 speed, 82 throw power, 81 speed, 83 throw power. Let's take Nick Johnson off the board. We'll keep Chester, but we'll take Nick Johnson. I just want to open up a lot for the portal, so... Speaking of, let's take a look at that portal and see what's going on. So top players in the class, the top prospects on the portal. Julian Lewis is a quarterback that wants to come play for us. And so does Bryce Underwood. Well, this changes things. This changes things a lot, actually. Eli Bowen is a corner that wants to come play for us. Same thing for Blake Woodby. John Walker at D tackle would be pretty big. Tamarcus Cooley at free safety. Noah Rogers at North Carolina would be sick. David Stone. Cam Calhoun at corner. I need to look at wide receiver and running back, really. running back needs to probably be priority number one. Who's some of the top running backs that are interested? Bill Davis, Pringle. Too bad Pringle doesn't want to come play for us. Think of the jokes. Kamari Moulton. Ooh, definitely want to add him. And we're first on his board. DJ Braswell from Arkansas. Jeff Overton from Virginia Tech. There's some good names in here. Adam Mohammed. Ooh. I am kind of curious if Bo Jackson is here. Bo Jackson always is in the portal, no matter who he's playing for. Chris Johnson Jr. Is that Chris Johnson Sr.? Is that his kid? Or is that just a different Chris Johnson? Because I know there's another Chris Johnson out there who's not related. Is Bo Jackson here? I don't see him. Kirby Voorhees, who we got in, was that East Delaware Dynasty? I think so. I don't see him on here. That's not a good sign. He did go to Houston, so if I sort by team, we might be able to find him. I think he transferred to Houston in year 1, and he is not one of the two players here from Houston. Darn it! So Bo Jackson's not on the portal list. That's okay. Just wanted to make sure he wasn't here, because if he was, I'd go after him. Certainly. Who else do I want? Do I want to add Jeff Overton to the team? I might want to do that. There's some good running backs on here that I would like to have on this team, for sure. There are some really, really good running backs on this team, or on this portal, that I could want to add. Cookie Desidero? That's a name. I think I'm just gonna keep the guys that I have. I think I'm gonna keep the guys that I have on the board because I need to add other positions other than the running back. So we're gonna keep Kamari Moulton. We're gonna keep whoever else we added. I forget. And we'll look at wide receiver now. Wide receiver, you got Cam Michael. Jalen Mbakwe could be an interesting one. Man, North Carolina having a mass exodus, it looks like. Malachi Coleman. Ooh. Cameron Courtney. Noah Rogers I added on here. Bailey Stockton. Okay, there's some actual decent receiving options here in the portal. Avocado? Oh, Acevedo. I thought it said avocado. I'm very intrigued. Very intrigued about these receivers. I'll definitely add Malachi Coleman to the board, that's for sure. But I probably should add either Cam Michael or Jalen Mbakwe. Probably Jalen, right? Let's add Jalen to the board. What about transfer tight ends? There's Michael Smith. We can't get him back, though, unfortunately. Lincoln Cure is the only tight end that's a 4-star in the transfer portal. He might want to come play for us. We do need tight end. That is everybody on our board. We filled up the board already. I have to have these quarterbacks. This changes. These quarterbacks being in here definitely changed some things, for sure. Definitely changed some. We don't need that many D tackles. Our D tackle position is pretty filled out, right? So we can probably take one of the D tackles off this board. Let me sort by positions here. So we've got John Walker and we got David Stone. Let me go for... I mean, we're number 2 on both of their boards. Do I want the junior or do I want the sophomore? Probably I want the sophomore, right? So let's take John Walker off the board. We don't need another will linebacker, I don't think. We've already got Rugamba and we've got Kerry Butts. Do we need a will linebacker like Floyd Rattery? We have 4 corners, which is going to help the team, plus a potential transfer corner. So we're already really good on corner. Free safety, Tamarcus Cooley I could add, but we have Cortez Boykins. We don't really need Sidney Clemens, I don't think. At the quarterback position, if we're going to go after one of these two guys, we probably don't need Eric Chester. Running back, we have Kamari Moulton on the board, but we have these 2 other guys. I think I got to keep them on here because we need to have as much depth as possible. At wide receiver, we've got Ben Reed, but we're working on Devontae Weeks. We're also working on some other transfer players. We've got Lincoln Cure. Lyle Garrett, we're trying to fight for at offensive line. There's not really a lot of guys I want to take off the board. Maybe we take Bobby Funches off. Let's take Bobby Funches off. Because two four-star freshmen, I definitely want. So we're going to keep those guys on the board. But I don't know. We got to make some tough decisions here. We only have 2 free spots available. But we need those other players as well. We probably need to go after... What other running backs were there? Was there any other running backs that I mean, Jeff Overton, DJ Braswell. Those are cool guys to have. Do I need to have them? I definitely would like Kamari Moulton. I think that'd be a really good pickup. But if I have Kamari Moulton, he'd probably be the starter. I'll throw DJ Braswell on there since we are number 1 on his board. And then at tight end, we're going after Lincoln Cure. We can maybe move one of our other receivers into a tight end position if we have to. Because we need to add some more offensive linemen, I think, is where we need to go. We got Noah Rogers. We got Malachi Coleman, Christian Hamilton, Julian McFadden. There's Mbakwe. I don't think we need to add any more receivers. I think we're going to be good there. Tight end. Offensive lineman. We need offensive linemen. What kind of offensive lineman are we working with here? We got a couple 4-stars here. TJ Shanahan, and Sullivan Absher from Notre Dame. Both juniors. We are first on Sullivan Absher's board, so we might as well add him because we have a good chance of getting him. All right, I'm going to go through and put my points on all of these different players. Hopefully it ends well. If not, then we will have to readjust. But I really, really want some of these guys. Let me back out of the recruiting for a second. How is our strong safety position looking? Because I can take that guy off the board if we're pretty comfortable at strong safety. So right now, our quarterback is going to be either Aaron Nolan, Felix Coatney, or one of the possible guys we have there. Running back, we're going to definitely need some running backs, which is why I've got those guys on the board. Wide receiver, we've got Mazeo Bennett. We've got Malik Clark. Yeah, it's a good thing we're going after these wide receivers because we're going to need some extra ones. Tight end, we got Fleming back, so we don't necessarily need another big-time tight end. But left tackle, left guard, center. We definitely need a center, don't we? I might have to move somebody from center. It sucks that all the guys that left for the draft are still here because it's hard to see who's going to be here and who's going to not be. Edge rusher, D tackle's fine, outside linebacker. What's the safety position looking like? So we lost Kilgore, we lost Peyton Williams, we lost Derek Duck, we lost all of our strong safeties. Okay, we might have to move one of our free safeties to strong safety, but also it would be nice to have an actual strong safety. So I think I do have to keep that guy on the board. Okay, so we'll keep him on there. We'll have the board the way that it is right now. Unless is there anybody else that I'm missing from the transfer portal? Before I start simulating, before I start adding points to people, is there anybody from the top of this board that I'm missing that I absolutely have to have? Isaiah Gibson from Georgia, Jaden Jackson, Tavon Holloway from North Carolina, Josiah Edmonds, Tristan Castro. I mean, there's some good players here, but nobody that absolutely has to be on the team, I don't think. So I think we can afford to simulate if we had to. Yeah, I mean, there's some good players. There's some good players, but I'm going to stick with what we have on the board right now. We're going to go after these guys, and we are going to put the points on them, and I will catch you guys back when I have that done and show you where I've used my points and who I think I have a good chance of getting. All right, I've gotten through, added all 1,350 points. We are going after Devontae Weeks, but it's not looking like we're going to be able to get him. Although we do benefit from both us and Florida both having him already scheduled for a visit, so none of us can do an off-season visit. But I don't know. He's probably going to choose Florida, unfortunately, which is going to really suck. But we are going after a lot of freshmen. I've put a lot of hours on everybody. I didn't put any hours on these guys because we're the only teams that have offered him. and they're all going to accept, most likely. So that's all good there. We are going after both the quarterbacks. I don't really know what I want to do. I've got 50 hours on everybody. I scouted everybody. I added Zach Rice. I took away one of the running backs, and I added one of the freshman running backs, and I added Zach Rice because we do need another offensive lineman in this class. So Zach Rice is on the board, and he has been added. So that is where we are right now. We're going to see what happens with this Devontae. I have a feeling it's going to take all 4 weeks of recruiting, of offseason recruiting, to get Devontae Weeks to decide. That's usually how it goes. At least that's what I've experienced so far. Or maybe this is him right here. No, it's Adonis Byrne. Or Byrne. Lyle Garrett also commits. We get Sidney Clemens, the strong safety. That's pretty big. Kevin Lavrone. Devontae Weeks. Julian Lewis locked us out. Wow. Really? Okay. So now it's really just Bryce Underwood. I guess that makes the decision easier, but I can't believe he just straight up locked us out. Devontae Weeks did not decide. We are number 1 on Bryce Underwood's board by a lot. I can't believe Julian Lewis just straight up locked us out. That's kind of crazy, actually. I didn't think he was going to straight up lock us out. We do have Master Motivator unlocked, which is pretty sick. Are we close to getting Elite Recruiter? Talent Developer is also unlocked. If I go over to Coach Abilities, are we close to getting Elite Recruiter? Yeah, we are, because we had a top 5 class last year, and now this year we're most likely going to have another top 5 class. So next year we're going to have Elite Recruiter, which is going to be pretty sick. Week number 2 of off-season recruiting. We add some more guys, but Devontae Weeks... Wait. Florida took their offer? Oh my God. Florida pulled their offer. Oh my God. This is the best thing that could have ever happened. He's going to choose us now. Oh my good golly, Miss Molly. Devontae Weeks is now a guaranteed South Carolina Gamecock. They pulled their offer on him. What are they doing? This is huge. I can't believe Julian Lewis just completely locked us out. He's got good attributes. It would have been nice to have a true freshman or a true sophomore coming in, but I guess he wants to go somewhere else, whatever. But Bryce Underwood, crucially, is interested in playing for us. So this could actually be really, really big. I'm going to keep send the house on him right now. And then week 3, we'll probably get the whatchamacallit. Eli Bowen, we can schedule a visit for. We might as well get a competitive visit with the linebacker or whatever it is. So we'll do playing time. That's not what I wanted, but it's what we have now. So playing time is where we'll go with that. Blake Woodby, we can get on a visit. Probably week 3 as well. Pro potential. Tamarcus Cooley. Everybody's so cheap. It's nice. It's nice having these hours not really cost that much, or these visits not really cost that much. Noah Rogers. We can get him on a complimentary with Bryce Underwood, which will help. David Stone. Get him on a complimentary. We don't really know what he likes, but he likes playing style. Good news. Playing style is an A+ for us. Cam Calhoun. Can't do week 2, so we'll do week 4. Because I don't want to do a competitive even though it probably won't matter too much. We'll do week 3 with Kamari Moulton. He should get a complimentary with the quarterback, you'd think at least. You'd think he'd get a complimentary, but I guess he doesn't. Ooh. Mbakwe is going to be a little bit tricky to grab. It's going to be tough. Lincoln Cure, he's going to cost 40. He likes championship contender. Good news, we're 2-time defending national champions, so we got good championship contender. DJ Braswell can come on. He likes brand exposure. That's unfortunately only a B+. Sullivan Absher. We can't get any more visits scheduled. We kind of used it all, unfortunately. All right, so the Jalen Mbakwe one is a little bit weird. Bryce Underwood, hopefully we can hold on to. I can now add more transfer portal guys, or at least one more guy, because I took somebody off. So let's go look at some guards / tackles. We've got Absher. What about tackles? We've got Ellis Davis, Elijah Thurman. We could add some of these guys, but they're not really tickling the pickle. I want the pickle to be tickled. Maybe just another guard. Marquez Easley could be a guy. He's only a sophomore. Yeah, let's go for Marquez Easley. He's probably not getting even offered, is he? No, he didn't even have any offers. So if we just swoop in with a scholarship and 50 hours, he's gonna probably really like that. And him only being a sophomore is really helpful. So we'll add him to the board, see if we can get in on that race. We will move on to week number 3 and hope that everything continues to go well, because this recruiting class has the chance to be really, really good if everything stays the way that it is. We are number 1 on all these guys' boards. That's really good. That's really nice. Really sexy. Nobody committed, though. Nobody committed, but we're still looking okay. Devontae Weeks still has not committed. It's going to take week number 4. I can guarantee that. And now Bryce Underwood will be on campus week 3. We're going to have to guess what his sell is, unless I just keep the... Do we think North Carolina passes? There's no way North Carolina passes us even with the week 3 visit, so I'm going to keep the thing the same. We do probably have to switch to Eli Bowen on a hard sell. We're going to have to guess what he likes. Hopefully it's only one option, so it makes it easier. It could be Football Influencer. Is that the only one it can be? No, it could also be Gym Rat. When have we ever seen it be Gym Rat? It could also be Sunday Player. Sunday Player is our best one. Do I risk it being Sunday Player? It's all A+. I think I got to risk that. I think we got to take the risk for Sunday Player being the hard sell for him. Blake Woodby, we're getting caught from behind. We know 2 out of the 3, which makes that super easy, because there's really only one it can be. So which one is it going to be? It's going to be... Gym Rat? I've never seen Gym Rat be a hard sell before. I don't know if I've ever even used Gym Rat. Is that the only one? No, it could be this one too. Football Influencer. Well, I guess it can only. There's only one. There's 2 it could be. I can't imagine it's going to be Gym Rat. I've never seen anybody have Gym Rat as their hard sell. It can't be Gym Rat, can it? Ooh, Noah Rogers is kind of interested in Tennessee, so we might want to try to pitch him on something else. What's it going to be? It is going to be, hopefully, Sunday Player. A lot of these guys like Sunday Player because they want to be players on Sunday, obviously. I just wish that we knew a little bit more about them so we could adjust our hard sells accordingly. We just don't know enough about them right now. I mean, a lot of these, it could be a lot of these. Well, I mean, it really can't be a lot of them, but it's probably going to be, what one was it? Probably this one, House Call. 2 A+ and a B+ for Cam Calhoun. Kamari Moulton. I think I need to wait another week on that one. Malachi Coleman, we can't unfortunately get on a visit. We used all our visits. A lot of these guys. The Jalen Mbakwe one, I think we're kind of done with him, unfortunately. I would like to bring him in, but I just don't see a world where we make up this much ground unless the Football Influencer one absolutely takes off. I guess that's possible. Same kind of deal with Lincoln Cure. He might not be a guy. I think what we're going to have to do at the tight end position, even though we were able to bring back Dorian Fleming, which is really big, actually, I think what we're going to have to do is move one of our receivers to tight end. Sometimes that works out. Sometimes it doesn't. That's probably the move that we're going to have to make. We know for a fact what DJ Braswell's hard sell is, which is good. So we just got to find it. And it is this one, House Call. So we'll send that one aboard. We got Sullivan Absher. Don't know anything about him. Zach Rice is a little bit risky. Some of these battles are going to come down to the wire. Some of these battles are going to come down to the wire. What one do I want it to be? I probably want it to be that one, Aspirational Goals, because that's all A+. I'm just guessing on some of these. I'm hoping that I'm right, but who knows? All right, well, I guess we got to move on to week number 4. We'll see if we get hit hard with some of those teams catching up and surpassing us for some of these players. Hopefully not. Oh, here's a recruitment. Bryce Underwood is committed to the school. That changes things. Eli Bowen, that's a big one. I didn't think he was actually going to commit. We lose out on Cam Calhoun and Jalen Mbakwe. I kind of knew both those guys we weren't going to be able to get back in the race for. Unfortunately, does suck, but now I kind of feel bad for bringing in Felix Coatney. I could have let him transfer. I didn't realize that it was going to go down that way. Bryce Underwood is back in Or he's on the team now. If I would have known Bryce Underwood would have came here, I wouldn't have made Felix Cote stay around, but that changes some things. That changes some things. All right, the visit did well for these guys. Cam Calhoun chose Notre Dame. Mbakwe chose Auburn. Kamari Moulton. Even with the visit, Miami still passed us. Wow. Okay, Kamari Moulton might not be on the team this year. And I really would like to have him. Unfortunately, we don't know. There's too many options for what it could be. I'm going to keep guessing. There's too many options for that. Malachi Coleman's looking comfortable. I can actually get him on a visit this week. He's looking pretty comfortable. Lincoln Cure, we were right on. Yeah, we got it right. Okay, so we got it right, but it still didn't put us ahead of Louisville. Hopefully that week 4 visit does put us ahead. DJ Braswell. Penn State passed us. We got wrong the aspirational goals for him, unfortunately. So if it's not aspirational goals, what else could it be? It looks like it's going to be Sunday player. Or it could be conference legend. But I'm going to guess it's Sunday player. And hopefully that time we're right. Marcus Easley we're looking comfortable with. Nobody's even offering him, so we're not going to lose him. All right, I can still add 2 more players to this board and maybe swoop in the final seconds. And it probably needs to be running back, now that I think about it. The top prospects at running back that don't have any offers. If we're able to still get DJ Braswell, that'd be pretty nice. So no offers. Deshaun Buchanan from Purdue. Ladarius Emery. Shaq's son is a crazy name. Jacquez Smith, Marquise Williams, Duncan Brune. Duncan Brune sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard that name before. Mike Taylor Jr. Is there anybody that, like, pops? Is there anybody that I absolutely have to have? This Keyshawn Franklin Jr. from Kennesaw State is interested in coming here, but I don't know if I'm interested in bringing him in. There's Chris Johnson Jr. I am kind of interested in bringing him in. Even if he's not related to the other Chris Johnson, CJ Duque, I still kind of am interested in bringing him in. Kofi Sexton. Let me add... Does Chris Johnson Jr. have an offer? He's got no offers. You know what? Let me add Chris Johnson Jr. in, just for the fun aspect of that alone. Let me add him to the board. And then offensive tackles... Top prospects. Is there anybody I could grab? There's a couple of tackles that don't have any offers. I feel like we need guard more than we need tackle, though. Walter Bartell from Vanderbilt is second on our board, or we're second on his board. And he has 1 offer. I wonder if I can get in on him. There might be a chance. There might be a slight chance I can get on him. If I go all in, 50 hours, maybe something can happen there. And then Chris Johnson, maybe I could grab him. This is just a backup plan in case we don't end up getting DJ Braswell, because Clemson could come in. Kamari Moulton, I can't believe that Miami passed us for him. Even with him being on campus, he is from Florida, I understand that, but the fact that Miami still passed him even when he was on our campus is kind of frustrating. He's probably going to go to Miami. Unfortunately, he'd be pretty sick to have. But if we were able to get DJ Braswell and CJ Duque Jr., then that'd be pretty sick. The rest of this recruiting class, I think, is going to go pretty well for us. We'll simulate and find out. We will simulate and find out what happens. Here we go. The final week of recruiting. Who is the final class going to end up being? Here we go. Lincoln Cure. We actually got him. I wasn't sure we were going to pass and get him back in the lead. DJ Braswell, we fought off Clemson. We get DJ Braswell. Jacquez Wing, another running back. We need running back depth. Floyd Rattay, another freshman we get. Jose Moultrie, another freshman. Sullivan Absher, another guard transfer. Marquez Easley, another guard. Malachi Coleman, wide receiver. Crucially, I'm not seeing Devontae Weeks right now. Walter Bartell. Eric Chester, the quarterback. I don't see Devontae Weeks. What happened with him? So we don't get to Marcus Cooley or Noah Rogers or Zach Rice. What happened with Devontae Weeks, the number 1 player in the class? Chris Johnson. He chose Florida? Kamari Moulton chose Miami. We knew that. Devontae Weeks just chose Florida. They pulled the scholarship. How did he possibly choose Florida? That doesn't make any sense. He only had impact dev trade, but still. How could he have possibly chosen Florida when they didn't even offer? They pulled their scholarship from. They don't have a scholarship. We're the only team that's offered him a scholarship. How does that even make any sense? We didn't get Blake Woodby or Tamarcus Cooley or Noah Rogers or David Stone, who also chose Florida, or Kamari Moulton or Zach Rice, unfortunately, or Chris Johnson Jr. I don't actually understand how we didn't get Devontae Weeks here. How? How did he choose Florida? They pulled the scholarship. We were the only team that had a scholarship. He should have chosen us. I'm at a loss for words. I don't understand how that happened. We end up having the second class in the country, 5 stars, 14 4 stars, 8 3 stars, right behind Ohio State. But I am purely stunned, purely and simply stunned at the fact that Devontae Weeks chose Florida out of that. We battled all year just for Florida to pull their scholarship and still get him. Insane. So we'll go over dev traits right now for everybody, the whole class, even though we already know what some of the guys are that already committed. Normal dev for Alex Cantwell. BJ Earl has star. Normal for Tashawn Lockett. Cortez Boykins impact. Star for Kerry Butts. Impact for Marquez Provo. Normal for Zach Rugamba. Impact for Alex Mechie. Miles Okanlawan. Star. Elite for Ben Reed. Normal for Damian Chosen. Adonis Byron, has impact. Star for Kevin Levrone. Impact for Lyle Garrett. Normal for Sidney Clemens. Star for Bryce Underwood, who's got 99 throw power, by the way. Star for Eli Bowen. Jaquez Wing has normal, and so does Floyd Rattay. Jose Moultrie also with normal. Normal for Eric Chester. Malachi Coleman was star. Lincoln Cure was star. DJ Braswell was star. Sullivan Absher was star. Marquez Easley was star. And Walter Bartell has impact. So a few elite devs, a lot of star, a lot of normal, and the number 2 class in the entire country. Unbelievable. Devontae Weeks. Unfreaking believable. All right, so at quarterback, it looks like Bryce Underwood's going to be the guy. I feel bad for Felix Coatney having to come back, but I didn't know that Bryce Underwood was going to be an option. I'll say that much. Running back, DJ Braswell, at least is a higher overall now. We have more depth, which is good. We have more depth on the roster, at least. At wide receiver, we've got Mazeo Bennett, Malachi Coleman, Malik Clark, Jalen Rasmussen, Ben Reed. I wish Devontae Weeks was here, but that didn't play out the way that I wished it would. But Mazeo and Malachi should be a pretty good 1-2 punch, especially with 99 speed for Malachi Coleman. So we should be fine at receiver. I was just kind of hoping that Devontae Weeks would be here. Does kind of suck. At tight end, we bring in Lincoln Cure to pair alongside Dorian Fleming. Hopefully, Lincoln Cure can be the next Dorian Fleming. Next transfer tight end, that's pretty big. We also have a couple decent young tight ends. Offensive tackle, we've got Josiah Thompson. Guard, we've got Umarov coming back for another season. We've also got Marquis Anderson and Sullivan Absher. We have no centers on the roster. Tree Babalade and then Lyle Garrett. So we need to move a couple of guards to center. I think Sullivan Absher is a perfect move to there. So he's going to move. He could be an 84 overall tight end, which is kind of crazy. We're going to move him to center. We're also going to move probably Walter Bartell to center. So we have a younger center there. Oh, he's not a super high overall center, but we're going to move him there anyway. And then maybe we move... We probably got to move somebody to right guard to have a little bit of backup there. So maybe Marquez Easley goes over to right guard. Yeah, let's move Marquez Easley to right guard to back up Tree Babalade. So now we're a little bit better there. We're not as thin on the offensive line. And then the edge rusher, we've got Chris Foreman, Jaylen Brown. Yeah, edge rusher is going to take a big hit now that we don't have the dominant edge rushers that we did have with Dylan Stewart and Colin Simmons. So we will take a little bit of a hit backwards. Why can I not move? Oh, because... Never mind. Never mind. There we go. So Dane McKee, DeJuan Bell. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit thin at edge rusher this year. D-tackle's still looking pretty good. We got Joshua Wood, who's a big-time player for us this year. Sam linebacker, we got a couple young guys. Miles O'Canlawan's probably going to be pretty solid. We've also got Tashawn Lockett. Mike linebacker Jared Johnson returns. He's going to be a freak. And then we got a lot of young players at Mike linebacker. Jamerson Willett's coming back. He's going to be a good player. He's going to get some good development as well. He's got star dev. And then at corner, we got Eli Bowen, BJ Earl, Alex Cantwell, Solomon Coles. All right, our cornerback room is decently young at this point. Like to see that. We've got some good free safeties. David Bussey. I know it's probably Busey, but I'm going to keep calling him Bussey because I think that's funny. And then strong safety, all we have is Sidney Coleman. Yes, Coleman. So we're probably going to have to move. Maybe Cortez Boykins can be a strong safety. Yeah, you know what? What's he at free safety? Is he 73? Yeah. So we're going to move him to strong safety. He's going to move over there, and then at least we have some good players there. So both freshmen. So we're going to start a true freshman at strong safety, which is kind of cool. We got a kicker. We got a punter. We got no athletes. All right, this is a weird team. This is a weird team, and I'm super angry about Devontae Weeks. I'm not even just playing it up for the camera, I'm playing it up for the content. I am actually legitimately angry that he didn't choose us. We do unlock Elite Recruiter. We kind of knew that was going to be happening, so it's not really a shocker there. We also unlock Mazio Bennett gets star dev. Kind of helpful. I'll take that. Training results. What are we working with here? Bryce Underwood gets 61 skill point upgrades. Nolan and Coatney get a few. Braswell, Nacho only got 26. I mean, that'll help him a little bit. Both these guys will be serviceable running backs next year. I thought they'd get a little bit more than that, but their depth traits just aren't high enough. Maisie with 48, Coleman 37. All right, some decent skill points for some of the wide receivers. Tight end, 44 for Tyrese Rawls. Pretty good. Offensive line probably needs some big upgrades as well. Umarov got 51, which is pretty sick. 54 for Marquis Anderson as well. Edge rusher, we got Jaylen Brown with 40. He might end up being the starter. 62 for Enrique Kiernan. I forgot about Enrique Kiernan. Oh my God, maybe we start freshman Enrique Kiernan. I forgot about him. We recruited him in year one. He has elite dev. I forgot about that dude. Okay, he got 62 skill points. He might just be the starter. Joshua Wood got 60 as well because he's got elite dev. Linebackers do pretty well. Jameson Willett got 43. Some good upgrades some good skill points for the corners. Safety's got a few. Strong safety obviously didn't get any because both of them are true freshmen. Wow. 60 skill points for Enrique Kiernan, 60 for Joshua Wood, and 60 for Bryce Underwood. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good if I do say so myself. So we move on to the preseason of year number 3. We got encouraged transfers. How many players do we have on roster? We have 77 out of 85, so we don't have to cut anybody. Custom conferences. We are in the SEC. Do we need to make the SEC even tougher than it already is? Probably not. We could probably kick Vanderbilt out, actually. Oh, I can't believe Florida stole that dude from us. Hopefully we play them next year. I'm so angry about that. Do I want to change these conferences at all? Do I want to get crazy? Should I make one super conference? That can be pretty fun. Maybe we probably don't do a super conference just yet. I mean, it is only year number 3. But is there anybody that do I want to add anybody to the SEC? Does anybody in the Sun Belt deserve to come up to the SEC? What kind of season anybody have? 12-2 from Arkansas State. You know, they might deserve to be up. I mean, they're probably better than Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt sucks. Absolute trash for Vanderbilt. I might switch the. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to move Arkansas State. They deserve to come up. And Vanderbilt deserves to get dropped down. Sorry about that. You probably heard my phone go off, so had to take a phone call there. But Vanderbilt going to leave the SEC, and they're going to get demoted to the Sun Belt. That's just kind of what happened. You go 2-10. You're a 66 overall team. You deserve to play with other 66 overall teams. So Vanderbilt's going down. Arkansas State gets to move up. I mean, you have a 12-1 season. You deserve to play with the big boys, at least for one season. Maybe they'll get demoted again, but we're probably going to treat this like maybe that's what we should do. We should treat this like English football, English Premier League, where they move up and down depending on how good of a season he had. So let's go to some of the big conferences like the ACC. Anybody have such a bad season that deserves to be demoted? Virginia went 1-11. You know what? Virginia's to the American. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Who had a good enough season to get promoted to the ACC? Tulane did. That's right. They made the playoffs, didn't they? I think they did. So Tulane gets moved up. Congratulations. What about the Big Ten? Anybody get so bad that they go down to the MAC? Minnesota was 3-9. So was Maryland. 2-10 for Purdue. Good Lord. Yeah, Purdue, sorry, you're going to the MAC, big dog. So who in the MAC deserves to get promoted up? 10-4 for Miami University. There's not really much. 10-4 probably deserves it, doesn't it? Or you know what? Maybe no. You know what? Nobody here really deserves to get called up. So I'm gonna leave everybody. The Big Ten's gonna just be one team down. Purdue doesn't deserve to be up there. Big 12. Anybody so bad that needs to go down? I did see a 3-9, 2-10 Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, you're going to the Conference USA. Good luck with that. Who gets promoted up? Anybody? Louisiana Tech had 12-2 season. I know they're not a high overall, but they're going to get up to the Big 12. They had a good enough season where they deserve it. If you have over 11 wins, you probably deserve to get called up. So there you go. There you go. There we have a little bit of conference realignment, some upgrades, some downgrades. There's a new team in the SEC, Arkansas State. I just think it's funny seeing the big teams like Purdue and Oklahoma State get dropped down to the lower conference. I think that's kind of funny, but they deserve it. You go 2-10, 1-8 in the Big Ten. Well, maybe you can earn your way back. I'm not saying you're never going to be back up here in the big dogs, the big leagues, but you got to earn it. You got to play good. So we're going to give them the opportunity to play good. But that is probably going to do it for this offseason episode. I'm still supremely upset with Devontae Weeks right now. I really hope that Florida is on the schedule for this season. I can't change it because they're in the SEC, so it's not like I can add them to the schedule. I'm just hoping that we get them scheduled, and we do. Game 12. We get to beat up, well, he's not going to start most likely, but we get to play Devontae Weeks. I cannot, but we also get Arkansas State, which is kind of funny. But no Alabama this year? No Alabama, no Georgia. We played them 3 times last year. No Alabama, no Georgia, no Tennessee. All we have is Oklahoma, LSU, and Ole Miss, and Texas, I guess. And then obviously Florida. Very interesting. We take on Miami in the first game in week 0. I'm not really a big fan of week 0 games, so I'm going to remove that. Not just because it's against Miami, but I don't like week 0 games. So we have Wisconsin in the Aflac kickoff. We'll play that game. We have App State. Not really too bothered by playing App State. I'll pick somebody a little bit higher quality, I guess, if I have to. Maybe that's where we play Miami. You know what? That's where we'll play Miami. Since I moved them from week 0, we'll play them week 2. And then we will also play... I should probably play somebody week 10 so we can have another home game. Although, where are we at right now? We got 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need another away game. So we've got recruiting for the final 3 games of the season. And then week 7 against Arkansas. I might need to have this game at Miami so I can have another home game down here. That makes more sense. Because I need more recruiting visits. Notre Dame would be cool. Who can I beat up on? UCLA is number 6 in the country. That's kind of crazy. I kind of want to have not a cakewalk game, but I mean, we are in the SEC. SEC teams always schedule cakewalks this late in the season. Let's play against, who's a team we never play against, but also would be a team that's not going to be super difficult. Wake Forest. I don't know if I've ever played against Wake Forest. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to play against Wake Forest week 10 of the season, mainly because they're kind of a cakewalk. They should be at least. And also, I don't think I've ever played against them. So we're going to do it. That's what our schedule looks like for year number 3. It's a very weird one. We've got the Athletic kickoff game. We've got the rivalry against Clemson, obviously. Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited about that. We've also got to set up the recruiting board, which I'll do off camera because you guys don't care about that. You'll get to know the prospects as we go through the season. Just know that we are going to be going after all the top prospects this year because we have a bunch of hours. So the top prospect this year is a left tackle. Very interesting. You don't usually see that. But I'm going to be going after all the big dogs this year in recruiting. I'll do that off camera in a second, but I cannot believe Devontae Weeks, man. I cannot believe him. How dare he? We don't have anybody in the Heisman voting for preseason just yet. A little disrespectful, but it's going to be real weird seeing Bryce Underwood as the starting quarterback of this team. Is Devontae Weeks even going to be playing for Florida this year? Let's go to their roster and see their depth at wide receiver. It's fun to play Miami because they stole a couple of prospects from us too. So at wide receiver, they have Devontae Weeks all the way. Where's he even at? There's Dallas Wilson, who's a pretty good player. Where's Devontae? Devontae Weeks isn't here. Did they move him to tight end? No, they've got BJ Mustard. Where the F is Devontae Weeks? He's not on the Florida Gators. What? It said that he signed there. He's not with us, is he? Oh my God, he's right here. What? What? I'm so confused. So we have Devontae Weeks. It told me he committed to Florida. Why would you lie to me like that? I was so angry. I mean, yay, we have him on the team, but why would it tell me that he committed to Florida for him just to be here now? I'm so confused. I'm so confused on why he's now on our team. I mean, we came in with 2 really, really good freshman receivers. Ben Reed and Devontae Weeks are going to be freaks. Elite dev for Ben Reed as well. He's going to skyrocket up. How do we have Ben Reed or how do we have Devontae Weeks now? I don't understand it. How are you here? You committed to Florida. It showed me. I'm completely stunned. Completely and utterly shocked that he is here. It told me he committed to Florida, and then all of a sudden he's on our roster. How does that work? The world may never know. All I know is we have the number 1 player in the country on our team now. What? I'm so confused. I'm so very confused. And it didn't even... He didn't even register. He's on our team, but it didn't register in the rankings for the top classes. If we would have had an extra 5-star, that might have put us ahead of Ohio State. We would have had the number 1 class in the country. But it said he went to Florida. And then all this, he's here. Maybe he changed his mind. I didn't think you could do that. I thought once you signed on the dotted line, you were there for at least a season. But I guess he got cold feet the last second, wanted to back out of the Florida commitment and came here? I don't know. I'm not going to complain because he's on our team and he's the number 1 prospect in the class this past year. But I'm more confused than anything of how Florida pulled their scholarship. It must have been something with Florida pulling their scholarship. It got glitched. And it still said that he committed to Florida even though they didn't have a scholarship offered to him. But it really meant that he committed to us. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. Very confusing. if anybody has any ideas of what might have happened to fill me in, that'd be pretty helpful. But hey, he's on our team now, so that's pretty sick. So I'm going to go and get the recruiting class set up off camera. We'll be ready to go for week number 1, the Athletic kickoff game against Wisconsin in the next episode. And then I will also do the red shirting, the depth chart. Everything will be set, the upgrading the players with the skill points and all that kind of stuff. Everything will be set for the next episode when we start season number 3 and the new era, the Bryce Underwood era here in South Carolina. Who would have thought? I didn't think that coming into the offseason that Bryce Underwood is going to be our quarterback for year 3, but here we are. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.